Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
A firefighter injured while battling a weekend fire is suddenly flown to UK hospital. We have the latest on his fight for recovery.
Plus, charges against pro golfer Scotty Scheffler have been dropped by Louisville Metro Police. What we're learning about that decision from those close to the case.
And I'm tracking cooler than normal temperatures as we get ready to close out the month of May.
And we welcome you to WKYT News at 4, live on air, streaming on the WKYT News app. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Amber Philpott. A Southern Kentucky firefighter injured in a weekend fire is still recovering. Take a look. This video captured the astonishing moment that a bolt of lightning hit the top of an eye surgeon's office in London, sparking that fire.
Brandon Buckner was hurt while battling the fire. And yesterday, 2 days after the fire, Buckner was suddenly flown out to a hospital here in Lexington for urgent treatment.
WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more on what happened in our top story at 4.
There is still not a very good indication of what exactly happened to Brandon Buckner, who goes by Bucky, but he was one of several firefighters injured during the initial attack in that fire on Sunday. A number of firefighters had made the first entry into the fire and were going up some stairs of the eye surgeon business where there was a backdraft action that caused them to fall down the stairs, a tumble of more than 20 feet. Some of them were treated on scene and others were sent to the hospital. Brandon Buckner was sent home Tuesday, but suddenly began having some pain again, and doctors in London believed that he needed urgent treatment, so they sent him to UK in Lexington. Captain Brandon Wager says Buckner is the kind of firefighter that goes above and beyond. He says the community has shown he and his family tremendous support.
We're just uplifting and trying to take care of him and his spouse as well and his family, and as we're all about fellowship here.
The other firefighters were treated and released. They are at home now waiting on their doctor to clear them so they can be able to return to work. In Lexington, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And Brandon Buckner has been a London firefighter since 2021.
And also new at 4, check out this video. It is ARC security camera video of Sunday's storms in southern Kentucky. We'll show that to you now. This is video from outside the Toyota of Somerset car dealership. It looked more like a hurricane passing through with the heavy rains and high winds tossing around objects as that strong storm was rolling through.
Well, let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He is in the First Alert Weather Center. And Chris, that video from Somerset.
Yeah, we had a big-time severe thunderstorm, not a strong storm, severe thunderstorm, because we produced a lot of damage with that, with those winds that were up to hurricane force into many areas, into Pulaski County, surrounding areas too. Right now, WKYT Tower Cam as we look toward downtown Lexington, what is a really nice afternoon overall across the region. Just a mix of sun and some clouds. If you are out this evening, we got temperatures from the upper 60s to the upper 50s between 7 and 11. There's a chance for a little shower or thunderstorm first half of the evening, but for the most part, many of us are going to be on the dry side. Winds continue to be a little gusty out there. Those current winds are coming at us from the northwest. Yeah, cooler than normal flow across the eastern half of the country. We've had some gusts peaking. This only measures gusts greater than 15 miles an hour. We've had some gusts peaking around 25, 30 miles per hour from time to time. Temperatures as expected, the 60s in the northern half of the state, low 70s for areas across the south. That is a really good looking forecast. Let's go into the day on Thursday. Tomorrow morning, just 48 degrees out the door. Middle of the day and into the afternoon, we got temperatures that will be low 70s. Tomorrow evening, it's a great one. Temperatures dropping back into the upper 60s. Low humidity, partly to mostly sunny skies that will be noted. Now, your First Alert Radar network is lighting up with a couple of isolated showers, thunderstorms coming into the northern half of the region, bluegrass area. Hey, we're okay, at least for the time being. A little shower here into parts of Grant County, coming right across sections of Interstate 71. Farther to the northeast, this is where we got a better chance, guys, for a little shower, thunderstorm this evening with that big pocket of colder air that is into the eastern half of the country. We're going to come back in just a few minutes and talk about the good stuff. That's the closing days of May. And the threat for some thunderstorms. I know you're shocked that some storms are in the forecast, but we got that in about 10 minutes or so.
All right, Chris, thank you. Right now, about 20,000 customers are still in the dark statewide. Most of those outages are still in western Kentucky. Power crews are working around the clock to try and get those lights back on. Kentucky Power says about 14,000 of their customers lost power in Sunday storms. That number is down to about 1,500 today. Kentucky Power expects most restoration efforts to be complete by late tonight.
And this was an issue around the country. Hundreds of thousands of people in Texas are without power and could be that way for some days.
Yeah, this after fierce and deadly storms tore through the state Tuesday and over the holiday weekend. As Laura Aguirre shows us, many people are trying to cope with losing their homes as hot weather sets in.
This is a multi-day event just to get the power back on.
Not the news many Texans living in storm-battered counties want to hear as they face a long recovery from devastating property damage with temperatures rising. At one point Tuesday, over 1 million customers in that state were without electricity, according to poweroutage.us. Crews have been making progress, but hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses remain without service Wednesday.
We're doing food distribution and cooling shelters, but it's really tough on those people who have been without power.
Texas was among the hardest hit states in a wave of deadly storms that moved through the central and southern U.S. over Memorial Day weekend. More punishing storms Tuesday blew in on wind gusts that neared 80 miles an hour.
And all of a sudden, like, boom, everything just fell down.
We just heard ruckus everywhere around us, so, we rushed in the bathroom.
These residents survived, but are out of a home. Their apartments declared uninhabitable by local authorities. Closer to Houston, a 16-year-old worker was killed when a severe thunderstorm toppled a home under construction in Magnolia, confirmed the fire department there.
There's a possibility of more storms in the next couple of days, and so we may see more damage that'll have to be fixed.
Forecasters are tracking more severe storms for the central U.S. Thursday, from Texas north through the Dakotas. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, that weather is also spelling misery for hundreds of air travelers. About 600 flights in and out of the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport and the Dallas Love Field Airport have been canceled or delayed, according to FlightAware.
Back here in Kentucky, one person was rushed to the hospital after a crash along Georgetown Road in Lexington. The crash happened around noon today. Police tell us a wrecker was hauling a large load that broke loose and veered into oncoming traffic. A motorcyclist was hit by the load, and two semis had to swerve off of the road to also avoid being hit. The motorcyclist was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash also forced Georgetown Road to close in both directions for some time while crews cleaned up the area. It has now reopened.
Charges have been dropped against professional golfer Scottie Scheffler following his arrest in Louisville earlier this month. Scheffler was arrested outside of Valhalla Golf Club on May 17th while trying to get inside for the second round of the PGA Championship. Louisville Metro Police say Scheffler was arrested for dragging a detective with his vehicle. Scheffler was charged with a felony for assaulting a police officer along with 3 other misdemeanors. But sources close to the case say both the officer involved and Scheffler's team say it would be best for everyone if the charges against the PGA star did not move forward.
A man charged with killing 2 family members appeared in court today. Brandon Mullins pled not guilty to 2 counts of murder. Police say he shot and killed his father and uncle. Deputies were on Sandbridge Spur in the Eubank area Saturday evening. Sheriff Bobby Jones found Dennis Mullins and his brother Anthony Mullins dead. Brandon Mullins' bond is now $1 million. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for June 5th. And we're working on a number of other stories for you right now for WKYT News, starting at 4:30.
Yeah, here's a look at some of the news in progress for you.
The 2024 Railbird Festival slated to get underway in just a couple of days. This year, a booth set up at the festival is on a mission, passing out a life-saving medication. This Must Be the Place is a nonprofit harm reduction organization. They travel around the country to music and art festivals, handing out naloxone, a medication that can rapidly reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Those with the nonprofit say with the rise in drugs being cut with fentanyl, having naloxone on hand could save lives at a music festival where recreational drug use is common.
Fingers crossed it never happens at a festival. And then this stuff makes it back into that community. But we've now fostered that that willingness to help someone, even a complete stranger.
The nonprofit says they have given out $3 million worth of naloxone in the last 3 years. Coming up at 5:30, WKYT's Mariah Congido will have more on the This Must Be a Place and their ongoing mission to stop deadly overdoses. Fayette County Public Schools is preparing for graduation season amid an outbreak of pertussis. According to the Lexington Fayette County Health Department, there have now been 14 confirmed cases of whooping cough since April. 12 of those were identified in school-age children. And FCPS is gearing up for 6 graduation ceremonies over 2 days. School and health officials are urging graduates and those planning to attend to take whatever precautions they see fit.
You're going to know what order you're in because they've lined you up. It's a personal decision. If you want to wear a mask, take it off when you get your diploma, then that's what I would do. That's what I would advise my child to do.
Coming up at 4:30, WKYT's Lucy Bryson will have more on how school officials are working to keep the upcoming graduation ceremonies as safe as possible.
And just ahead, we're dealing with a high pressure that is in control of the weather across the eastern half of the country. That means cooler than normal temperatures. We're going to track for you in just a moment.
Plus, how the Biden administration is responding to criticism on its backing of Israel following that horrific airstrike on a refugee camp in Rafah.
The school year is almost over, but
Hello, Lexington. I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Z, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy overdramatic ending, huh? Lexington, stream local TV from all over the country with Zine. Always local, always free.
Katie, it's future you. Constipation with belly pain again? Our doctor figured it out. She said it's IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess is not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. These aren't all the side effects. Get ahead of it. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save.
Hello, Lexington. I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Z, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy overdramatic ending, huh? Lexington, stream local TV from all over the country with Zine. Always local, always free.
Welcome back to WKYT News. International backlash continues to grow days after an Israeli airstrike on a refugee camp in Rafah resulted in at least 20 deaths.
The Biden administration now facing questions on a possible change in policy following the so-called tent massacre.
The Israeli military says that the airstrike was meant to target Hamas commanders. Israel now claims to be investigating the attack, which triggered another mass displacement of civilians. Here in the U.S., horrific images emerging from the tent massacre are sparking outrage, with many urging the White House to do something. But the Biden administration is pushing back.
We don't want to see a single more innocent life taken, and I kind of take a little offense at the question. No civilian casualties is the right number of civilian casualties, and this is not something that we've turned a blind eye to, nor has it been something we've ignored or neglected to raise with our Israeli counterparts.
And in the wake of the strike, violence continues to escalate in southern Gaza. This morning, Israel announced 3 soldiers were killed while fighting in the area. The announcement comes amid reports that Israel is moving tanks into Rafah's city center.
The 12-person jury in former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial started deliberations today, moving them one step closer to deciding Trump's legal fate. There is a lot at stake for the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, and as Julia Benbrook reports, he was fired up when he left the courtroom today.
Former President Donald Trump faces 34 counts of falsifying business records, stemming from a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels back in 2016 to cover up an alleged affair. Trump denies the affair and has pleaded not guilty.
Mother Teresa could not meet those charges.
Court was in session for more than 10 hours on Tuesday as both sides made extensive final pitches to the jury. It's now up to 12 Manhattan residents to decide if Trump is guilty or not guilty. A felony conviction of a former president and the presumptive 2024 Republican nominee would be unprecedented.
We can't ignore the fact that this is a former president of the United States. And this trial is the first of its kind, but this jury understands the magnitude of that as well.
The jury must be unanimous in its decision. As they deliberate, they can ask questions about the case to the court through handwritten notes. The jury deliberation process could take days or even weeks.
You can't sort of maybe in elegant terms, you can't BS a jury. They sort of get it, and they're going to go in there and try to figure out what they agree about, and then what areas need to be discussed and fleshed out that they don't agree on.
If Trump is convicted, the judge could sentence Trump to probation or up to 4 years each count in state prison, with a maximum of 20 years. Reporting in Manhattan, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're making the best of your Wednesday, middle of a shortened work week for a lot of us, and already the downhill slide toward your weekend. Say hello to Georgetown, where it is a good-looking sky, though not too far to the north of us here along Interstate 75, which, by the way, we are looking to the north. There's a little isolated shower thunderstorm coming at us as well. Keeneland, Cam, hey, let's cross this off our list. Well, remind me tomorrow to update that computer. Your Thursday forecast out the door tomorrow morning. Gotta love a Windows pop-up. 48 in the morning, 67 around 10 tomorrow morning. Then you get into the middle of the afternoon, you're talking about, just 70 degrees. Low 70s, 5 o'clock, and got those Thursday evening plans, temperatures dropping into the upper 60s by that time. First Alert Radar Network, nothing across most of the region, but a little trip to the north showing all kinds of showers, thunderstorms with a wave of low pressure that is making its way across the Ohio Valley into parts of the northeastern states. That area of low pressure is going to continue to spin. Behind that is a cooler than normal northwest flow. It was already cooler than normal out ahead of that front. Now behind it, we're seeing the temperatures that are dropping even more as that big, beautiful high pressure out of Canada makes its way on into town. I told you yesterday you were going to be thinking about a little taste of fall in the air. I'm ready for football, and we haven't even hit June yet, kiddos. Take a look at what is going on with the hour-by-hour forecast. Summer fans are, not happy about this, right? 11 tonight, already down into the 50s. Out the door tomorrow morning, watch for some fog, especially in those valleys. Temperatures 40s out the door. Middle of the day, this would be around your lunchtime. We've got a temperature for the most part, into the upper 60s, and we kind of hold there in theory on this hour by hour. You see the hours behind us. That's 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. That's a steep drop. That is dry air that is in place. So by the time we wake up on Friday morning, final morning for the month of May, this has 44, 45, 39, Jackson 37 degrees. Say it ain't so. Yeah, potential is there for those temperatures to really take a little dive as we go into the final morning for the month of May. Middle of the day on your Friday and Friday afternoon, 70 to 75 degrees with glorious sunshine, and all is well in the world of weather until it ain't. And that may be coming your way later this weekend. Friday evening out on the town, we're okay. By the time we get up early in the day on Saturday, well, that's if you're up at 8 o'clock early on a Saturday morning. A lot of us want to sleep in, right? Temperatures aren't quite as cool, and looky what we have into western Kentucky. A little shower or a thunderstorm creeping into the picture. That weekend forecast, by the way, Saturday into your Sunday, upper 70s to right around the 80-degree mark, and the chances there for a storm or two. Second half of Saturday, better opportunity for those thunderstorms as we go into the day on Sunday. 7-day forecast with temperatures over the next few slowly starting to climb into the low 80s by the time we reach the latter part of the weekend. Daily threat for a shower thunderstorm that'll take us into early next week. You often hear me talk about just beyond the 7-day. Well, guess what? We now give you just beyond the 7-day, a 10-day trend with temperatures that likely will start to come back down in about 8, 9, 10 days from now. So again, guys, you hear that just beyond the 7-day? Now you get to see it. How about that, huh?
We made a few changes people may be noticing.
Just
and we
a
hope
few.
you
Looks
enjoy
good,
them.
right?
It does,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it at some point here later on in the news. But we hope you'll stay right here now. Coming up on WKYT, India Jones takes us to a Lexington car dealership that is on a mission to help veterans in today's everyday Kentucky on the go.
Kentucky Newsmaker.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means I cherish my memories, but I don't just look back on them. I look forward to the chance to make new ones every day with Verzenio.
Verzenio is proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant. Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm making future memories every day with Verzenio.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer, my fear of recurrence could have held me back, but I'm staying focused and doing more to prevent recurrence.
Verzenio is specifically for HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence versus hormone therapy alone. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm focusing on what counts.
Talk to your doctor about reducing your risk.
Welcome back to WKYT News. Don Franklin Auto is pushing a mission to help fallen and active servicemen.
Our India Jones stopped by to talk about ways you can support and how you could win $1,000 towards a new vehicle. It's in today's Everyday Kentucky on the Go.
Hey guys, welcome to Everyday Kentucky on the Go. One thing I love to do is to highlight some amazing places. And one of those amazing places is, of course, Don Franklin. You all are really doing a lot of great work for the community. And so we're here to talk about Don Franklin Salutes, right? Really bringing awareness to those active and veteran military members. Tell me a little bit about what Don Franklin Salutes is about.
So Don Franklin Salutes is where we give the community an opportunity to nominate veterans here to have a drawing for $1,000 towards either the new purchase or service of their vehicle here at Don Franklin.
So why is it so important that Don Franklin get involved in such an important mission, you know? Like helping servicemen out is so important. They really give back to our community right here in the Bluegrass State.
So yeah, absolutely. You said it best. We are a part of this community, and we recognize that veterans and active military are a very key part of this community. So we want to do our part to support them as much as we can, yeah.
So before we jump into, of course, all the servicemen, why is it that you are so involved, right? Because you come here day to day, you work for an establishment that is trying to give back. What motivates you?
Well, it does feel a little bit more like working for a family-oriented company rather than working for a corporation. I've been here for 13 years. Mr. Franklin is here, boots on the ground, every week.
Really?
Yeah, he comes in. He's very hands-on, for better or for worse. Okay. He'll get out here and tell us you need to do this, need to do that, and it all brings us together, and it really does have a family feel. It's not like working for some faceless entity. Mm-hmm. You know who you're working for, and you're proud to do so.
And that's what Don Franklin is all about. So listen, coming up in the next half hour, I know you just heard Eric talk about some exciting news. One of our, of course, nominees is going to win, and we have several dates to pick a winner. So 5/29, of course, today is one of those big days, and coming up the next half hour, we're going to talk to one more person, and we're going to talk about who that winner is. So you don't want to miss this next interview. I'll send it back to you in the studio, and we'll be right back.
All right, seeing a few with that, India. Thank you. Next, WKYT News at 4:30. The number of overdose deaths in Kentucky is down almost 8%. What Lexington police are saying is helping cut back on those deadly incidents.
And here, look at those lottery numbers for today. Tonight's Powerball jackpot drawing is now up to $143 million, and Friday's Mega Millions jackpot now stands at $522 million.
And a programming reminder, you can watch WKYT News tonight and every night at 10 on the CW Lexington. A partly sunny afternoon out there, and we're back with more news in a moment.
A life-saving device nowhere to be found, and the billion-dollar battle.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means I cherish my memories, but I don't just look back on them. I look forward to the chance to make new ones every day with Verzenio.
Verzenio is proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant. Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm making future memories every day with Verzenio.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. At 4:30, the news continues. Fayette County Public School leaders are preparing for high school graduation ceremonies, and it's coming amid a rise in pertussis cases. The health department says they know of more than a dozen cases, many of those in school-age children.
WKYT's Lucy Bryson explains how the district is keeping graduation celebrations safe. It is our top story at 4:30.
The Lexington Fayette County Health Department has confirmed 14 positive cases of pertussis, also known as the whooping cough, here in Fayette County. 12 of those cases have been in children who are school age. This comes ahead of graduation ceremonies starting as early as tomorrow.
It's basically a family decision.
That's the guidance as 6 Fayette County high schools prepare to celebrate graduation at Rupp Arena over the next 2 days.
If you're bringing people who are immunocompromised, make sure that they sit away from everyone. There's going to be plenty of room at Rupp Arena.
While attendees can isolate, graduates can't. Debbie Bowen, Health Service Coordinator with Fayette County Public Schools, says they can take protective measures too.
You're going to know what order you're in because they've lined you up. It's a personal decision. If you want to wear a mask, take it off when you get your diploma, then that's what I would do. That's what I would advise my child to do.
With pertussis being highly contagious, people must be on high alert. While the 12 school-aged children with reported positive cases might not be in the age demographic that's most vulnerable, it's still important to protect others.
If it's an elderly person, say on oxygen, I would probably leave them at home. It might be a good time to leave the infants with a sitter.
The health department says the best way to stop the spread is to get a vaccination, and they recommend calling your local health department to make sure that you can get one set up and get it soon. For now in Lexington, I'm Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
And summer break will give students with positive cases the opportunity to isolate and recover. And here's a look at that graduation schedule for Fayette County Public Schools. A reminder, all ceremonies will take place at Rupp Arena starting tomorrow, May 30th. Lafayette High School's graduation will take place at 10 a.m. That will be followed by Dunbar at 2 and Tates Creek at 6. And then on Friday, Frederick Douglass's graduation will take place at 10. Bryan Station will follow at 2. And at 6 that evening, Henry Clay High School students will walk across the stage.
Overdose deaths appear to be dropping in Kentucky, an encouraging trend. A new report from the CDC found on average overdose deaths dropped 3% nationwide. Deaths declined almost 8% here in Kentucky. Advocates say outreach and education are bringing those numbers down.
In Lexington, Lieutenant Corey Doan believes multiple factors have helped lower overdose deaths. He says it starts with helping people spot fentanyl and the signs of an overdose. He credits the community paramedicine program with saving lives. He says there's still, though, more work to be done.
So we are optimistic, but we aren't celebrating. Still a lot of families that have lost loved ones to overdoses, and a lot of family members still addicted and substance abuse and so forth. So that's what we focus on.
The community paramedicine program recently received a grant to give out free Narcan. Well, it may be the end of May, but it certainly feels more like early fall outside today with those blue skies, those mild temperatures out there.
It's been a delightful feel, really, out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your first alert forecast.
Guys, this is right up my alley. You know I'm a fan of fall, and I know it's only May. We got a lot of summer to go through, but give me this kind of weather all year round. Okay, except wintertime. Then we'd like some snow, right, kids? All right, Lexington, Moorhead, Frankfort, and Georgetown. A partly cloudy sky that is out there across the entire area. Watching that northern skyline, though, for at least a shower or thunderstorm to bubble up throughout this evening. Storm chances there, upper 60s to the upper 50s between 7 and 11 this evening, with a partly cloudy sky overall showing up. That is a forecast that, again, looks to be on the cooler than normal side, not only for the evening, but right on into the day tomorrow, courtesy of that northwest wind that just keeps on doing its thing. And that northerly flow is bringing a little shower thunderstorm into parts of the region. You see that on your first alert radar network. Let's jump into it and see what we can find into the Lexington, Richmond, Winchester, Georgetown areas. Nothing as of now. We're not looking, though, to the west. We're going to look to the north. Not a whole lot here, but we've got a shower or two around Williamstown. This thing is dwindling as it makes its way out of Grant County and into eastern parts of Owen County. Northeastern Kentucky, this is the prime corridor for a shower or thunderstorm out there this evening. Coming in on that strong northwest flow, the greatest concentration of small hail-producing thunderstorms here into the Buckeye State and over into the mountain state of West Virginia. The Keystone State of Pennsylvania getting in on some of that too. Low pressure in the mid-Atlantic states, guys pulling away. That cooler than normal air bodes well for folks who want to get outside and just enjoy a couple of days because it's going to bring some pretty good skies with it over the next few. Weekend, storm chances return. We'll track those in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll get those details shortly. We thank you. Well, ConocoPhillips is buying Marathon Oil in a massive multi-billion-dollar deal.
That merger includes about $5.4 billion of Marathon debt. The story begins our look around the nation at 4:30. The entire deal is valued at an astounding $22.5 billion. Marathon CEO says Conoco is, quote, the right home to build on a legacy of operational excellence and strong earnings. The all-stock merger is expected to close in the fourth quarter of 2024, pending approval. Shares of Marathon were up more than 10% in pre-market trading, while Conoco's stock was down about 2%.
American Airlines is being sued by 3 men who allege racial discrimination on a flight. According to the suit, the 3 men, along with 5 other black male passengers, were removed from a flight on January 5th. The filing says an airline representative ordered each man off the plane before takeoff due to a complaint about their body odor. But at least one American representative agreed with the plaintiffs when they suggested that it was because of race. In a statement, American says it takes all claims of discrimination seriously and is investigating the matter. The U.S. has handed back a huge haul of stolen artifacts to Italy. The move comes after a joint investigation helped track down the long-lost loot.
And as Ian Lee reports, officials are still on the hunt for more missing pieces.
At first glance, you could mistake this for an art museum. But everything on display at this former prison in Rome was stolen.
More than 600 priceless treasures, valued, if you must put a dollar amount, at more than $80 million.
Ancient statues, mosaics, and manuscripts are all part of Italy's decades-old effort to recover antiquities that tomb raiders snatched, selling them to dealers who forged certificates of authenticity to market the loot to high-end buyers, auction houses, and museums.
We also have pieces here from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, as well as a dozen different museums, collectors, institutions, and galleries from around the United States.
U.S. officials say they're committed to returning the stolen art as a sign of respect for Italy and its artistic heritage, and say there's a lot more where this came from.
As this interview is being conducted, an antiquity is being trafficked.
Italian police are using artificial intelligence to search for stolen assets, with a detection system that scans the web and social media for images.
This is an extraordinary piece.
U.S. anti-trafficking teams say they're hot on the trail of criminals and promise to keep hauling the stolen loot back where it belongs. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
And U.S. investigators say they're keeping a close eye on Ukraine as they believe the country is the latest target for art traffickers.
Central Kentucky's most well-known priest, Father Jim Sitchko, has been announced as the MC for the 144th Fancy Farm Picnic. The world's largest one-day barbecue will take place on Saturday, August 3rd in Fancy Farm. Father Jim will play the role of host at this year's event. Father Jim is an internationally known priest, evangelist, and motivational speaker. Back in 2015, he was commissioned as a papal missionary of mercy by Pope Francis and has even been called the best opening act ever by the one and only Dolly Parton.
He'll make it fun, right?
And straight ahead, we got a cooler than normal into the month of May, and we're going to focus on the beginning of June and what may be another stormy setup. We're going to track it for you just ahead.
Plus, a warning from the Better Business Bureau why you need to be on alert for subscription service renewal scams and some tips on how to avoid them. Coming up next in Watching Your Wallet.
At Kroger, the proven quality of
BG Home Furnishings is proud to be the official furniture supplier of WKU Athletics. Come on.
We love to support our Tops and our Tops fans.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer, my fear of recurrence could have held me back. But I'm staying focused and doing more to prevent recurrence.
Verzenio is specifically for HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence versus hormone therapy alone. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm focusing on what counts.
Talk to your doctor about reducing your risk.
For WKYT News, the Better Business Bureau is sending out an alert asking people to be extra vigilant if they get an urgent email from a business asking for payment information.
In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman talked with one consumer who had a scam waiting on her in her inbox and has some tips that you need to know so that you don't fall for a phony email.
Browsing through her email, Josette Smith noticed immediately something was off.
It just didn't look right to me.
She got a notification from someone claiming to be from SiriusXM, saying her membership was expiring, but she could receive 3 months free by just updating her account.
What exactly didn't look right? Was it the email address that it came from? Was it the language that was used? What exactly stood out to you, Josette, that made you think, this might not be from Sirius?
It was the email address because, in training, I work from home and they always are training us on cybersecurity. So we checked the email address and it just had a weird combination of letters and words and numbers. And it didn't come from SiriusXM. I want to say it came from a different type of network altogether.
And seeing her name is spelled in the email was a dead giveaway that it was a scam.
It did not pass the bar. So that to me was a red flag for me.
She immediately contacted SiriusXM and reported the suspicious email to the Better Business Bureau. Melanie McGovern with the BBB says what Josette experienced is a common business impersonator scam tactic.
A lot of people have these subscriptions. They get nervous, they click, they enter a credit card, and then they don't know what's going to happen.
Those scammers don't discriminate. McGovern says these fraudsters impersonate everyone, from SiriusXM to Paramount.
So what are they trying to gain here? Money, information, what?
Definitely money and your information. They're going to have you fill out a form. They're going to have you put in your credit card, telling you that you're going to have your subscription back when in fact you're not, because your subscription hasn't expired. So it's really important to make sure that you're checking those email addresses.
So before you hit reply on an email or click on an attached link, take a closer look at who it's from so you don't compromise your personal information. Josette is glad she did and is happy to alert other customers.
I just want to make sure that they're mindful of these type of things. And, if we can save one person, then it's a job well done.
With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
Well, the Better Business Bureau recommends that you keep track of any subscription or membership renewal dates and anticipated charges on a calendar so you know when to expect them. They say that way you'll have a better idea of determining when a subscription renewal email is fake or not.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Hey everybody, hope you're making the best of a wonderful Wednesday afternoon of weather across the Commonwealth. Lots of blue skies, a little cloud cover out there, and some of us, just a few, seeing an isolated shower into northeastern Kentucky as expected. Look at downtown Lexington. How about that sky? My goodness, is that gorgeous or what? And then you step outside and it is a cool evening. How cool is it? We still have the chance for a shower thunderstorm. It's an isolated chance, upper 60s into the upper 50s as we go through the next several hours. First Alert Radar Network. I mean, this thing has some spotty stuff out there. Most of it is into northeastern Kentucky. You got to kind of squint to see it here, but broader view showing greater concentration of said showers, thunderstorms spinning around this low pressure that is coming out of Ohio and into West Virginia and Pennsylvania. Cold front on top of the region now. Doesn't really have a ton of cold behind it, but it really cools those temperatures down even more so over the next few days. Final 2 days for the month of May. Can you believe it? Weren't we just talking about the Derby yesterday? And here we are ready to close out May. High pressure coming out of Canada right on into the eastern half of the country. And that thing is going to continue to be on top of us as we go through not only tonight, but right on into the day tomorrow as well. With that big, beautiful blue H controlling the weather, that is going to keep your skies mostly on the dry side tomorrow. And then as we go into the closing day of May as well, those temperatures solidly cooler than normal. By the time we get into the weekend, we're going to see the temps that will begin to bounce back just a little bit, with temps that will be right around 80, which would be the normal high as we go into the beginning for the month of June. We'll watch a scattered thunderstorm or two that will begin to make its way into the region as well. So that is the forecast as we look ahead into said weekend and early next week. The temperature trend for the beginning of meteorological summer is going to be noted across the region with those low 80s coming into play early next week. But if you're a fan of pleasant weather, you like seeing that big blue H that is on top of the Great Lakes and southern parts of Canada. And
yeah,
I like
stuck
seeing
there
that.
right now.
It is stuck there. It's not even moving at all. See, that's a sign of things to come.
Maybe it likes us.
We'll take it.
What's not to like about
it feels,
us, right?
It feels great out there, too.
Stuff.
It does. Chris, thank you. India Jones is taking us back to a Lexington auto dealer with some information on how you can help them raise money for veterans. It's next in Everyday Kentucky on the Go.
While you're cruising around Kentucky, take WKYT News with you wherever you go on the
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer, my fear of recurrence could have held me back. But I'm staying focused and doing more to prevent recurrence.
Verzenio is specifically for HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence versus hormone therapy alone. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
I'm focusing on what counts.
Talk to your doctor about reducing your risk.
Welcome back. WKYT News continuing. Don Franklin is giving the community an opportunity to take part in Don Salutes when customers can help raise money for active and retired servicemen and women.
India Jones stopped by Don Franklin Auto Group to see how you can participate. It's in today's Everyday Kentucky on the Go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Kentucky on the Go. I am still here at Don Franklin because, of course, we are talking everything military servicemen, active servicemen, and of course, veterans. And I'm here with Dario because earlier we were with Eric. We were talking about a winner. Exciting news. We finally have that winner. And if you don't mind telling us who that winner is.
Okay, so the first winner is going to be Randall Yancey. Randall was nominated by his wife. She says that his proud military service made him the man he is today, and they all depend on him for everything without hesitation.
I love that. You know, that is so wonderful.
Absolutely.
And what makes Don Franklin who this business is of course the ability to give back, right? And that's what you all are about, giving back to the community.
Absolutely. Mr. Franklin and all his stores just gives back to all the communities that he's a part of.
Yeah. So Don Franklin Salute. Again, we are bringing awareness to not only active servicemen, but veterans as well. And if you cannot participate in the nominations, there are other ways to donate at your time, right?
Absolutely. In our service department, we have jars out for loose change, and then we give those to vets at every quarter.
I love that. So again, you have ways to donate. Make your way up here to Don Franklin. So not only you can get a coloring page for one of the little ones, you can also donate all that loose change that's in your pocket or in your vehicle to go help different servicemen, of course, within the community. So if people want to know the website to go to, tell them the website.
The website's going to be donfranklinauto.com/salutes.
Do not forget the /salutes part. That will take you directly to a link that will allow you to not only donate, but again, to maybe check out Don Franklin at any given point. Come get your vehicle here, right?
Absolutely. Sales or service, we're right here for you.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we'll have more on our website, but if you are looking for additional information, we will always see you tomorrow right here on Everyday Kentucky on the Go, and I'm India Jones.
Coming up on WKYT News, why a library in Wisconsin is offering to waive fees on damaged books and the amusing payment they're asking for in return. That's next, and take a look at this.
Search WKYT, install, and enjoy.
It's completely free.
And
you know, a big part of what inspires me in my music is my hometown. The people, the ocean, the beautiful architecture, the culture, and the food. There's just no place like Charleston. Come see why I love this place.
Food for work has to work. That's why there's Easy Cater. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. With easy online ordering and reordering. So you can get food for work without the work. Start an order at easycater.com.
A bit of weather. It has been a really lovely day out there. Pretty cool at times when the wind is blowing.
But easy to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, no question about it. Let's check in with Chris now.
You know, if you're going to be out this evening, guys, long sleeve T-shirt, maybe a little hoodie action, because once the sun gets low on the horizon, that northwest wind's still going to be doing some work as temperatures drop quickly through the 60s and into the upper 50s. First Alert Radar Network, dry across the Bluegrass region. A little trip to the north, though. Those dissipating showers, they are struggling to make their way from Williamstown to Owenton and northern parts of Scott County. Better opportunity for that stuff to hang together the farther east that we go around an area of low pressure that is spinning away from the region. We'll come back here in just a few minutes and focus on some nice weather to close out May, and then we storm it up again as soon as we flip the calendar to June.
Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah, Chris, we'll see you shortly. Well, a Midwest library is offering up a break for people and pets who like to sink their teeth into a good book.
It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this. The Middleton Library, Wisconsin, is offering a get-out-of-jail-free card for patrons who return books damaged by pets. The library says that they'll waive damaged book fees in exchange for a picture of the pet perpetrator. The library says that they'll post the pic and the damaged book as a sort of good-humored public shaming out there. I love everything about that. It happens, you know?
They all look so innocent, right? Yeah. Today is World Otter Day, and hope you're celebrating just in time for the occasion. A beloved sea otter has returned to California communities back there after vanishing for months. Otter 841 made a name for himself last summer, going viral on social media after being caught on camera snatching and snacking on surfboards. The viral videos helped the otter gain a cult following, complete with merchandise. But after his summer crime spree, the otter left the waters off the coast of Santa Cruz and had been missing in action until this week. His return has delighted the locals and has surfers once again keeping an eye out on their old board bandit.
If he could only talk, I want to know, where's he been? What's he been doing?
Where are the boards? A reminder tonight, you can get your news, weather, and sports an hour earlier from WKYT News. Join us at 10 on the CW Lexington.
WKYT News at 5 starts now.